So you started selling cocaine, and you're still fairly young, and then at one point you meet Kirkbone.
Well, I mean, Kirk later. We was getting coke from New York dudes from Brooklyn. They was giving us like $5,000 bundles. We'd get them 3, we'd keep 2. So that took play. And then Dre was like, I ain't gonna keep working for these dudes. So I'm skipping though. He tried to buy some weight from them. They wouldn't sell us no weight. So Dre was like, man, they want us to keep working for us. I'm like, well, shit, they giving us the shit. We ain't gotta spend no money. Why not? So I think they went out of town because they ain't had no shit. So we started buying our own shit from my man Ego cousin, Mookie, from around Southeast, around Parkland. So we started buying coke from him.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to cook it up and fucking it up. But eventually we got the hang of it. So when New York niggas came back, we already on the street still pumping. So a little conflict of interest. Man, y'all got some shit? Yeah. They're trying to give us packages. We like, we don't want it. Y'all got some powder? We trying to buy some weight. So the bullshit came in. They would start giving other little homies that we was fucking with behind our back packages. Bringing other dudes around our way, selling on our block the packages. So me and all my little homies like, fuck them New York niggas, let's get our guns. So Dre like, nah, this a government block. We ain't killing over no street government block. If these niggas think this their block, when the police come, tell them niggas, tell the police to get the fuck. I bet they run. So we ain't doing that dumb shit. And back in them eras, we had clientele, we had loyal customers. Customers don't go to anybody. So me and Dre, we stood out there faithfully, day in, day night. So y'all can bring your whole crew on there and get on each corner. We be in the middle of the block. They're gonna pass y'all and come straight to us. So the other dudes start beating the customers up. I ain't gonna say junkies, but Dre was like, they not junkies, they human. They're our customers. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be none of us. So we would treat them like human beings, Mo. So that killed everything from hitting on them, customers, beating them up, and everything. Dre always said, man, they use coke. Why you gonna give them coke to sell? You know they gonna fuck it up. That's your fault. That's your dumbness. So Dre do shit like, how much she took off with? How much he took off with? Here go 40. Clean this whole block up. All of y'all, go get the trash bag. So they'll clean the whole block. 2-3 blocks they'll clean up to work the bill off. So that was a lesson I was learned, that people are human. No matter if they use drugs or not, they human and they peoples.
Well, I mean, initially, in terms of DC, you had PCP, like you said, you had cocaine. Was heroin big in DC around that time?
It was big back before I knew about the coke.
More of a 70s thing.
Yeah, because I used to be at the McDonald's and old heads used to hustle heroin. They used to have shit in soda tops just setting. Don't go over there. So people come up, they put them to the soda top. I really didn't know what was going on until I asked my nigga Dre. He was like, man, they hustling dope. Heroin, smack, or whatever name they call it. But yeah, and it's still heavy. It's still heavy.
And that's a terrible drug right there.
Yeah.
Heroin, people will, man, I remember.
Man, you gotta have it. It's a must. You can't function.
Oh yeah, man. I remember reading Dope Fiend by Donald Goines.
The Dope Fiend.
You ever read that?
Donald Goines, yeah.
And it starts out with basically a heroin house, and the dude who's running it is having women have sex with German Shepherds
and
for
dogs.
a hit. And they were doing it. And I heard that's a real thing.
Yeah, even for the crack, they do the same thing for the crack. Man, at one point in time, I'm like, wow.
Yeah. So then 87 crack hits DC.
88 we had crack.
87, 88.
8 we had crack,
okay.
Yep.
Did that just change right away or did it take a while?
Nah, it's like this shit came in like some New Jack City shit. It took over. And so we was pumping. So after the New York shit faded out, we still was fucking with Mookie over Southeast, R.I.P. Mookie. He got killed on the motorcycle. He did like 15, 20 years, came home like a year, got hit on the motorcycle and died. So after that, we jamming, we pumping, we going through the big fella, right? We going through the big fella, CB, right? So we pumping so much, CB like, man, I'm gonna turn y'all into a good dude. You feel me? So we was like, we don't care. We was pumping so much. Kirk like, CB like going out. So we put up on him one night. He was trying to take his lady to the movies. We had to beg him to go get some shit for us. He said, we don't sleep. We trying to get paid. We trying to get rich. So he did it. He came back, gave us the shit. The next day, he was like, man, I'm going to turn y'all on to my man. He a good man. Y'all a good man. So he introduced us to Alpo the Rat.
Alpo Martinez.
Alpo the Rat. That's what I called him. Yep.